Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Tabletop Legends. Happy Tuesday. Sorry you had to stare at a black void of impending sadness for a minute there. The laptop that we use to stream, I believe, has somehow developed the sentient ability to kill computer mice. So it took me a second there to get that working. But we are here. It is Tuesday. Carlos is back with us. He's not dead, which is good. I was a little nervous there, as he was not feeling well last week, and then nobody answered my texts to see how they were doing for 4 days.
Not that he's judging.
I'm like your worrisome mother. I was like, I hope they're okay. I haven't heard anything.
Are you eating? You're not eating enough.
You look thin. So, welcome to Tabletop Legends. It is Tuesday. Thank you for joining us. We are going to pick up tonight's episode as the Fools Errant have completed their task in conjunction with the Ordinem Libri to delve down into the big dig, into the grand excavation beneath the city of Nuviria, where they discovered some interesting, if perhaps raising more questions than they answered, things beneath the city. They did rescue both archaeologists alive, but they discovered a very mysterious set of puzzle doors, essentially, which led them to a chamber with a great big domed object in the center of it that is potentially directly beneath the very dead center of Nuviria. They have no real way of knowing what it is at this point, but their resident divination wizard Fidget is getting some very strong vibes through the loom of fate that at some point in the future this chamber is going to be very important for all of them. Walter had a terrible nightmare, and the party bid farewell to Santiago Sanchez, their brief traveling companion through their little mission there. And they have essentially proven their worth to the Ordinem Libri and secured their place. They've gotten their Costco membership card to the Ordinem, granting them access to visit Terra Libra and take advantage of a lot of the things that the bookkeepers have to offer for its constituent scholars, resident wizards, and of course relic hunters. So that is where we are going to pick up this week, as the party has essentially a wide open road ahead of them. Their contract with the Collective of the Arcane Eye has come to an end, as the three wizards prepare to close up shop in Nuviria and relocate, and the Fools Errant will kind of have to decide what the next step for them is going to be. So stick around with us tonight as we play some Dungeons and Dragons, have a little fun, have some laughs, shed some tears, maybe. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But that will be all coming up right after this. And welcome back. Alrighty. Let's play some Dungeons & Dragons. We join our party as it is a sunny, quite warm, early summer day, and we are at the apartments of the Collective The Arcane Eye, 28 Dorset Street, within the city of Niveria. And the building is abuzz this morning as people are going up and down the stairs. The three wizards of the Collective sort of directing a small army of hired movers, essentially, who are in the process of sort of breaking down and packing up everything in the house and preparing it for transport to the sort of city-state stronghold-esque settlement of Terra Libra, the home of the Ordinem Libri, the bookkeepers. So, you guys are wherever you would like to be in the apartments, whether that be your rooms, anywhere else, and feel free to just sort of take it away.
Hmm.
Let's get some background music up in this piece. Not all at once. Don't hurt yourself. Nothing like 20 seconds of dead air as you guys text each other.
More than likely, I would be helping with packing up and making sure. Yeah, I imagine Dimios probably has a checklist that he's running like 3 times, going, "Are you sure that's there? Are you absolutely sure? Yes, yes, yep, uh-huh." Whereas I imagine Colin Copperkettle is cursing up a blue streak.
Colin, so give me 1 second to switch this up here. Colin, at this point, has had to have it at least twice since this process began this morning. It has had to be re-explained to Colin that all of the people in their house currently moving all of his possessions around are in fact supposed to be there and are doing so under his direction. As on more than one occasion, the house has been sort of rattled into a state of high alert as Dwarven shouting from the 3rd floor begins, like, "Hey, what are you doing in here? Stop touching my stuff! Where do you think you're going with that, you bloody thieves?" And you've run up to find a very startled-looking moving employee backed into a corner as Colin threatens them with all sorts of terrible magics. And he's had to be told, like, check his book. These people are moving your stuff at your orders. So he is currently upstairs at this point, having been reminded about 20 minutes ago what's going on, and is sort of just...
Alar's going to be walking that one scared mover down the stairs. It's okay. It's all right. I understand. So here's a few extra silver pieces. There's a good lad. Just go. Okay. One of us is going to have to stay with Colin, because he's going to fireball the next guy that comes up there when no one's around.
Or we could all just leave and come back when it's over.
I'm pretty sure if we all leave, there's not going to be a 28 door set.
That sounds like it's not my problem.
It'll be a 27.5. It's fine.
Ron walks in with like a book of matches. He's like, "Are you saying we burn this place down?"
I think I'm saying we just don't stop Colin from burning it down.
Namara kind of floats by with a spell that is kind of familiar to you guys. She's got a tensor's floating disc, currently moving several trunks packed with who knows what, like kind of just conductor style ahead of her down the hallway. And she says, Go about your own business. I will take care of Colin, make sure he doesn't hurt anybody." He says, as of I believe this morning you are technically no longer our employees, so Collins Pyrotechnics are no longer your problem.
I'd still hate to see the place burn, but as you wish.
She kind of chuckles a little. She says, "The man has lived here for nigh on 20 years. If you think we have not heavily warded this building against being blown up or lit on fire, I don't think you know us well enough." From upstairs, you kind of hear like, "I heard that! And I haven't tried to blow up the house in at least a month."
That's fair.
Yeah, I think like I've got all my things. We're probably mostly underfoot at this point.
Yeah, I traveled light, so I'm already packed up. Oh, that's right. I need to charter a messenger sparrow.
All right. Nomura, do you guys have any books on war myths or histories? I've had some unfortunate nightmares, and I'm curious.
It is possible there is something in Demios's collection. Are you looking for something specific to Mithlinde or elsewhere?
I don't know.
Says most of my collection is with regards to legend lore from my home kingdom, whereas Demios's collection is a little more broad. But I do believe everything is packed up at this point. Is this something you need urgently?
No, it's while there's some idle time. I was satisfying curiosity more than anything else. I can keep looking around.
Perhaps the
If there's something
library, if you are in need of hunting down a certain book.
I was actually just thinking the same thing.
I don't think the couriers and the half messenger sparrows are too far off the way. I can go with you if you like.
Okay. I mean, field
Then we
trip to
can
the
all go
library.
to the library.
Yeah, field trip to the library, just like
A
old
trip
times.
to the library.
You can find out who Zelgot Dargans is.
Who?
Zelgot Dargans.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Where did you hear that name?
It's on a library card in your dead gnome friends things. Did you
Wait.
never go through those? I went through them.
What do you mean you went through them?
Yeah, you were out. I went through them.
You did what?
Yeah.
You did what?
Look, I could do this whole I know things in mysterious ways shtick, or I can just tell you I went through the stuff because someone had to.
I frantically go through the pack and try to document that everything's still there.
I didn't take anything.
Mm.
I know things, I don't take things.
Mm.
Your friend has a library card and a name that I presume was not theirs, and a letter from an archivist, Bertram.
Where have I... The party. He was at the party. That's
that was...
probably where Kel got the name.
Talk amongst yourselves. One moment.
It was Bart, wasn't it?
Bertram, but he, I think Kel kept calling him Bart. Or maybe it was Brom. Well, Brom was calling everybody funny names that night.
Bart was calling himself funny names that night.
Well, we all were going for funny names then.
Do you know what your friend was doing at the library?
I vaguely remember something about dragons.
That's not even a thing. That's not a word.
Dragons?
It's a word, but not in the library.
I thought he said fragons.
Was it dragons or dargans? Maybe he was looking for Zelgot.
Possibly. All right, well, we can ask. You'll recognize the rest of us. Well, not you, Fidget, but he probably will recognize us.
I just figure someone should know what your dead friend was doing.
Not a bad idea. After all, we're not going to be here much longer. Might as well pick up this thread while we're here.
Ha ha.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take your shtick, Fidget.
It's better when other people do it.
And you're not gonna go through my stuff anymore?
I never said that.
I put the pack up higher where Fidget can't reach.
He's got magical powers. You think
I can see on the other side of things.
I'm unreasonably confident that he has magic that makes that irrelevant.
He does magic. He just needs a step ladder. What kind of plan is that?
I'm coming up with a better one.
Come on, let's get out of the mover's way. It's been a good 10 minutes. I give it another 5 before Colin has another meltdown.
Let's be somewhere else by then.
Sure. I have some things to look for in the library anyway, so let's head on out. Do 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 do.
And
Walking
we're
montage.
walking.
Alrighty, let's pop
Alar will
our-
make a brief diversion at a courier that has messenger sparrow. He's just going to record a very short message directly to his mother, going, "So, guess what? I'm in the bookkeepers. We'll write more soon. Love, Alar."
Alrighty, so easily enough to do that. You drop your few silver pieces to charter up a messenger sparrow. You speak your message to it, activating the messaging spell, and give it.
This one's going direct to her,
Yep,
not
the identity
via
and
the
direction
cutout.
of its recipients, and off it goes. So you guys are heading to the library, yeah? Alrighty.
Yes.
Well, the library, which is in the Ambassador's Ward. No. Yeah, Ambassador's Ward. Is about a 25 or so minute walk from the Collective of the Arcane Eyes apartments. You head off in that direction, making your way from the outermost ring of the city's layout to that middle ring there, and heading over. Do I have a way to indicate? I don't think I do. No, my cursor won't show up. Basically, you guys are heading to the second largest ring in. This means nothing to you, actually. It means to the audience. Second largest ring in on the right side of the map is the Ambassador's Ward, which contains the Mythlindian Royal Library, essentially the arcane and material universities of Mythlinday, some of the kind of enclaves of the various kingdoms, the Moxman Trading Mercantile, as well as the Enclave of the Radiant Dawn, or both a pair that you visited before. But you head up to the library, which is a large building sort of set up on a hill that some of you have been to before. This will be, I believe, Fidget's first trip.
Yep.
And as you kind of make your way up and into the first sort of main portion of the library, which is sort of a kind of long rectangular chamber with sort of stacks of bookshelves and rows of tables for various patrons to kind of go about their business. And there is the sort of front desk where the brown-clad, brown-robed archivist or librarian essentially sits in order to answer any questions or, assist anybody coming into the library. It is, for those of you who know him, it is not Bertram Flick. It is a sort of a younger, kind of mousy-haired human female woman that is just kind of, looks to be reading something on the desk in front of her as you guys enter in. There's a handful of people throughout the chamber kind of sprawled out behind her that are just going about whatever business they might have, largely looking at river fishing books, and kind of minding their own business at their own tables. You see a few other of the royal librarians restocking books, organizing shelves, dusting, cleaning generally. What's your plan?
I'll just approach the woman at the front desk and, good day, miss. Chance, is Archivist Bertram Flick in today?
I believe so. He's been assigned to some sort of a special project of his that he came up with. He's been spending a lot of time in one of the back portions of the Royal Library, working away on this little project of his. Is he expecting you?
This is more of an impromptu visit, but I was hoping to catch him if he wasn't terribly busy today.
I can certainly have someone call in on him to see if he would be willing to take visitors. Who is it I should tell him has come calling?
Zelgot Dargans.
Okay.
Yes.
She pulls out a scroll. Says, "Would you mind spelling that, please?"
Nula, can you get the library card?
I glare at him and rummage through to grab the library card and hand it over.
Okay.
There we go.
Alrighty. She says, "Oh, we don't often see one of these. Fantastic." And she copies it down. She says, "Zelgot Dargans. Very good. She kind of looks over you. Which one of you specifically is Mr. Dargans?"
I point to Fidget.
Alar's about to raise his hand. He sees Nula's pointing and smoothly points at that Fidget.
She sort of she looks at you and you see, Fidget, you kind of see her like double take a little bit, but she quickly sort of like recomposes her her face. Says, very good then. I will send a message back. And you see her kind of like write something with a quill onto a small piece of parchment, and she kind of looks around for a few moments until she spots a younger individual, small boy, maybe 12, 13, who is kind of in the process of like pushing a little cart with all books on it behind one of the archivists who's doing some restocking of some shelves. And she gives you guys a kind of a polite sort of nod, says, "Excuse me," and walks over. You see her sort of hand the slip of paper to the young boy and kind of gestures him off towards the rear of the main chamber here. And he kind of nods to her, and at a appropriate but hasty pace, kind of like fast walks back out of the chamber through the door to the like further interior portion of the library, and disappears behind a door. She moves back to the front and kind of reseats herself, and she says, "Young Roland there will bring your message to Archivist Flick. If he is available to meet with you, he'll likely send the boy back or come himself. But while you wait, feel free, of course, to browse through the shelves. If you need any assistance with anything, my name is Helena, or you can simply ask any of the other archivists. We are, of course, here to serve. She says, if I might, of course, recommend. She gestures towards like a really large section of the one side of the room here. If I might suggest our river fishing section, it is quite extensive. Very, very, very popular among the population of the area.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Helena.
Of course.
We'll wait patiently. Thank you. Alar's gonna walk toward the river fishing books and just be like, how many books can there be on this?
The next time somebody says river fishing books, I'm casting silence.
Fidget is going to tell Helena just quietly, you know what? It's okay. I get that kind of reaction all the time. The two things that you need to know about me are, firstly, I'm very bad at spelling. That's part of why I made sure to get a library card. And secondly, I am very forgetful, which is why my friend carries my library card.
She says, both perfectly understandable explanations. I must say it is, and I mean this with absolutely no offense. It is rare enough to see anyone still making use of the of this type of punch card acceptance into the library's interior sections, but individuals of your kind are few and far between in the city. It is. She's like clearly like uncomfortable. She's like, it is. That is not to say that your kind are not particularly well read.
Speaking of that subscription, I was to understand that it came with a pizza party. Where do we go about redeeming that?
She says, the pizza party was done away with some time ago. Once the program was changed over from its original incarnation as a way to get small children to take up a passion for reading within the city. The kingdom had a somewhat of a renaissance of literacy about 30 or 40 years ago. One of the members of parliament who gained some favorability had quite an extensive agenda of spreading.
So there's no
spreading
pizza.
Literacy and education amongst the common
That's
people.
why they have all those river fishing books. That's what people wanted to read about, and that's how they got them to read. It's a river fishing town.
River fishing using rocks. River fishing using bows.
So there's no pizza.
Using spears.
Unfortunately,
River fishing using.
The pizza was inside of you the whole time.
River fishing using explosives. Huh. Let's see.
So you're just a library full of big liars.
Don't have the formulas in here.
Alar comes across. Are you there, River? It's me, the fisherman.
Oh yeah, that.
For that sequel, Are You There, River? It's Me, the Fish.
Yeah.
one river fish, two river fish, blue river fish. Red. That doesn't even make sense.
How to catch a fish. Here, fishy, 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 fishy.
It's a very short book. It's just that one page.
Miss Helena, do you have any war legends or myths around war or stories?
There's certainly a great deal of various information. Are you able to... I might be able to help you better if you're able to narrow it down to any particular kingdom or time period or anything of that nature. Anything that you might have to help us hone our search. I could potentially cut your
maybe
your hunting
myths
time
about war maidens or harpies or
She says.
He likes gloomy stuff.
She takes another scroll of paper, and she writes, scribbles a few lines. She hands it to you, and it seems to be essentially like a section number, a row number, a shelf. And she says, I would try here. There are a few, at least to my knowledge, and of course I am not an expert, but there are a few specific regional legend laws that I've brushed across in my time that deal with sort of the concept of the sort of the warrior maiden or the battle goddess, if you will, quite prominent through certain regions of Honorand, as well as a number of the more northern Valondian settlements. Tends to be quite popular. There is
maybe Volandian. I think that might be.
She says, she points to the various. I would check there. It is a section that has some of our sort of mythological information on various region-specific deities or battle lore, things like that. That would be a good place to start, I think.
Certainly,
if you
thank you.
come across any other information, we can try to narrow that search down to be more specific. But I think for now, you would do well to start there.
Thank you, and I'll just head over to that section she had pointed out.
Okay. Okay. Few more minutes pass as you guys kind of do your various searching, and the young lad kind of comes back. Young Roland, as she had called him, kind of jogs up to you guys, and she says, "Mr. Zelagot Doggins and company."
Yes.
Yep.
Archivist Flick was quite excited to hear that you had dropped by. He's requested that I take you back to his workroom, towards the rear of the library. If you would not mind following me.
Absolutely.
And about face, and he heads off towards the that same door that he had gone through the first time. As you guys are heading off, Walter, you're sort of following your kind of instructions there. You end up heading for sort of the same door that the young man is currently leading the group through. As he goes through that door into sort of the next large segment of the library, which is that large sort of cylindrical circular room that is extends quite a great deal up and down, and is just lined with shelves and tall rolling ladders that stack the shelves, with a number of doors in other directions leading to different areas of the library. The area that you have been directed to, Walter, is sort of the back right hand side of this room. The lad is leading the rest of the group sort of towards one of the doors. I don't know if anybody was with Kel. I don't think they were when he went here before.
No.
Right?
They were not.
Okay. The lad is leading the group towards a sort of a rear door, sort of opposite where the shelves that you have been instructed to head to are. So I don't know if you're going with the rest of them or if you're sort of doing your own research at this point.
We don't have to. I'd rather focus on their stuff, but I am going to.
Okay,
or
so
Walter's going to go over.
So Walter will kind of lag off on his own, and the rest of you guys will continue on. So we'll come back to him in a bit, but the rest of you are led through a door sort of towards the back of this chamber, and you come to a there's like a desk with a very old human man wearing the robes of an archivist who is kind of sitting with a big sort of ledger in front of him, and as the group of you approach, the lad kind of looks up to him and he says, "This is I'm sorry, which one of you is Mr. Doggins? And would you please present the insignia of entry?"
My library card, please.
Rub.
Oh, no, it pulls out. The old kind of archivist takes the seal that Kel had been given, looks it over, hands it back to you, flips a few pages back in his ledger, looks up something, he looks back out and says, "Very good." He reaches down, holds out, reaches over his desk, holding out down towards you, Fidget, a small flameless lamp. And he says to the rest of you, "You are all considered guests in the private wing of the library, with your friend Mr. Dargans here. There is no open flame permitted any further in. Please take excessive care handling any of the books. Thank you." Is it just me and my headphones, or is there a bunch of buzzing?
There is a bunch of buzzing.
There is some buzzing.
What is it coming from? Can we figure that out so that I can stop it?
It's Becca.
I don't know how you figured that out.
The green
Oh.
the green border pops up when there's a sound pickup, and it was pulsing with the buzzing.
Okay, well, maybe we can try and figure out what's going on with that. All right. So the young lad leads you guys through a door behind the individual with the desk, and you're sort of following a similar route to the one that Kel took when he was here, when he had been here before, though this is unknown to you guys. And you discover essentially that the Mythlydian Royal Library is significantly larger than it appears. It's a sizable building from the outside, but it is significantly larger than it appears from the outside. You go through this door and you are led almost immediately down sets of stairs, and as you go kind of down, you are able to catch kind of glimpses of all these like massive sort of labyrinthine chambers and rows and rows of archives containing stacks of books, of scrolls, of bound manuscripts, things all sort of some looking nice and neatly organized, some sort of that seem to bear no sensible layout that you can determine, and you get the sense as you move kind of deeper in that a large portion of the hill that the library is built on must actually be essentially excavated and containing all of this architecture down below the ground. The air is quite cool and comfortable, and there's actually from what you can, Jesus, scared the shit out of me. It's very windy here, and I have my window open, and my window just slammed the shit out of my office door. Speaking of wind and air motion, there does appear to be there's just this sort of steady, almost like light breeze that seems to be moving through this entire space, as if something is agitating the air. The air is quite quite dry and like almost seems to be being regulated somehow. And this boy leads you down several floors into this library, and down a long hallway with a number of just like closed doors. Some of them have nameplates of that appear to be like of particular archivists outside them. Some of them are unmarked. You do go like way to the end of a hallway, and he gestures you to a door that is at the very end of this long hallway on the left side, and he says, "Here is this is Archivist Flick's workroom. He's expecting you. I'll stay at the end of the hallway for some time in case you need assistance getting back out. But Archivist Flick should be able to assist you if and when it's time for you to leave." He kind of like
Thank
nods to
you. Roland, was it?
Yes, sir, Roland.
Thank you
After
very
the king.
much.
He kind of nods, and boop, he heads away from you guys. So the wooden door to Archivist Flick's workspace is up ahead of you.
I will knock on the door.
Knock, knock, knock. There is a kind of like rumpled, like shuffling and banging from behind the door, and you hear kind of a sort of a. Yep. 1 minute. Hang on. There's okay. Yeah, I got a lot of. I shouldn't have put these in front of the door. Hang on. And there's a bunch of like shifting, and then the door opens, and the face of Archivist Bertram Flick, sort of relatively young, sort of early 30s-ish human man, wearing his archivist robes, kind of like creaks out. He looks down to see Fidget. He looks at the group of you and kind of scans the lot of you, and then you see like kind of confusion crosses his face, and he straightens up and says, "Come in." And he steps away from the door.
Okay.
I'll go in.
I head in as well.
Yep. Brahm and Nula, as you guys get to the door, like, Fidget and Aylar are able to kind of move through the, like, halfway that he's opened it. As you guys go to move further, the door, like, as you have to open it wider to get yourself, the door opens another, like, few inches, and then it's like, as it hits something, and he goes, crap. Okay, hang on, wait. And he, like, clambers over. As you enter the room, you see it is just piled with just, like, books and papers and stuff everywhere.
Would it be easier if we stand out here?
He says, no, just hang on. He, like, goes. There's, like, some more shuffling from behind the door. And the distinct sound of, like, 50 books just falling over onto the ground. Okay.
Ow!
Later.
Damn it!
Shoves the rest of the door. He's, okay, just come in. Close it. Close it behind you. And once you're all in, you shut the door. He looks at you and goes, "What? They said Zelagot Dargans. That's the... I gave that thing to Fidget. No, Kel. I don't know, Fidget." He says, "I gave that to Kel, and he is not here."
Is that their gnome friend?
Kel is
Yes.
dead.
He died.
What?
He passed away on a recent mission.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I did not... Okay. Crap. I think he was going to be really excited about some stuff I was working on.
About that,
What
what
do you?
were you working on with him? He never told us. We just happened to find find this card with an assumed name.
I don't know what this we business is. I'm his spiritual replacement. The destiny has chosen me to replace their gnome friend because their gnome friend died.
He looks
I'm
at you
Fidget.
guys.
I
He's
know
like,
things.
Just so I'm like, I wanna save time. We're just like, this is cool. We're cool with the goblin.
As cool as one can be with a goblin who knows too much and has absolutely no tact.
He's like, okay. What's your name?
Fidget.
Okay. So that's what you came here to find out what was up, what Kel was doing?
Yep.
Okay. It's like, well, let me... Might be dangerous. Are you cool with that?
I mean, we've been doing dangerous stuff for quite a while.
Okay. I mean, I say it might be dangerous, but as far as I know, you guys are like going into underground monster lairs, a type of dangerous, and this is like book dangerous, so maybe not that big a deal on your guys' radar, but some weird stuff for sure.
What is book dangerous? Like a whole bunch of paper cuts?
No, I mean maybe. No, more like there's a bunch of weird, maybe criminal type stuff going on, and like all the people that work here are like 100 and real frail, so there's a mystery. So I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a mystery.
I love mysteries.
Okay.
I'm so good at mysteries.
Well,
You know,
he looks at you guys. He's like, "Yes, cool. We're cool with
Yes.
this." Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Kel came, and let's see. Okay. So I tutored Tabitha Delker in poetry, and I got forced to go to her birthday party, and I was trying to just munch it out at the snack table so I didn't have to talk to anybody because I'm not the best at words.
you don't say.
And then you guys all had like wigs and fake names, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
then
Stop.
Kel came and saw me the next day and told me that he was interested in some books and he wanted to learn more about like history and stuff. And so I told him about the library card program, and then there was like a speech. He made a speech, and it was it was about like the shared nature of knowledge, and this whole thing about knowledge wouldn't be so dangerous if it wasn't so secret, and it should be shared for everybody. It was you should have heard it. It was really good. Anyway, it made me think that I wanted to help him, so I got the library card for Zelagot Dargans, who is somebody that completed a bunch of his punches but never finished it, and so it was still on file. And I gave it to Kel and told him if he could bring the last couple of books to the library to earn those punches and get his emblem, he'd be able to have access to more of the library. And then he did that, and then he came in, and then he looked around, and he wanted books about dragons. He was very interested in dragon books. This is okay. So now this is where okay. This is the mystery part. Now, the other part was backstory. This is mystery.
Okay.
So I looked around to try and help him after he was here looking for dragon books. And what I found was zero books, no dragon books. There was like there's a couple of books that are about other stuff and like mention Silarax the Black, which is pretty like everybody knows about that, but that's it.
But there were dragons before Silarax.
I mean, ostensibly, I wouldn't say there's like a ton of knowledge out there about dragons, but the fact that there's no books at all in the library is super weird. And okay, well, okay, he's like, he starts doing like air gestures. He's like, imagine that like this is all of the books there are, right? And then like there should be like wedges that are like books about certain stuff, and generally, I mean, there's some stuff is more relevant and more prominent than other stuff. So like the river fishing portion of the pie is like this, and then other stuff is different slices, and then okay, I think I'm confusing myself. There's no dragon books. And that's weird, and I think somebody is taking them from the library's archives and doing something with them. And that's really suspicious.
Okay.
Like reading them? Because I thought that's what you're supposed to do with books.
Yeah, yep. Yes, accurate. You are supposed to read them and then bring them back for other people to read them. That's how a library works.
Did they steal them?
Yeah, maybe. But here's the weird thing. There would be, if somebody was checking out and stealing library books, there would still be notation of them in the library's records. But there's not.
You mean someone's wiping out that part of the archive?
He says, I can't be sure. It's
not an inside job.
He's like, that's why we closed the door.
I told you I'm good at mysteries.
He said, it's not.
What if the door is in on it?
Could you not?
He's like, okay.
I'm sorry, that was just the most boring story I've ever heard.
He says, that's fine. Okay.
It's a closed door conversation.
Why don't you make your mouth like a closed door?
That's nothing. So, yeah, the records of the archives. Sometimes there is deletions of entries. If a book gets destroyed or lost or something like that, it is usually removed from the archives lists. So I can't be sure that that's what's. I don't know what everything is removed because it's not there anymore. But there are places where things have been taken out of the archives, and I don't know what they are, but there should be at least some books that have something to do with dragons, and there isn't. And I don't know why that is, and Kel seemed very interested in that, and so we were looking to try and figure that out, and that's the end.
Okay, you said that you'd found some interesting things.
Interesting in the, like, there's no books about dragons, and that's
Okay.
interesting in the lack of any tangible stuff. So if somebody is doing a really good job of making sure there is no evidence of any books with information about dragons ever having existed in the library's archives. And the only reason that I figured this out is because your friend was so interested in it.
What do you want us to do about it?
Nothing. You came to me.
Well,
Fidget, what do you want us to do about it?
Well,
I just
wait.
wanted to know what your friend was up to. Presumably, he's asking about dragons for a reason. Do you guys know why he would be asking about dragons?
Oh no, the man had a weird thing for dragons.
Might have something to do with that scale that he had.
Right, he had the knife and the scale. But what would be someone's motivation for hiding books about dragons?
See, Nula, you're asking these questions out of order. First, we have to decide if we care that people are hiding books about dragons. Then we have to ask why people would be hiding books about dragons.
Fidget, I'm not sure you care about anything. So
I'm supposed to be here for a reason, and your friend was looking at dragons, and I assume that you guys are good friends and know why your friend was looking at dragons.
Well, you know what happens when you assume, Fidget.
I think he thought his magic ability might have something to do with it.
I will go through the pack and pull out the knife and the scale.
Okay.
The dagger and the scale. I mean, he had these two things, and I will hand them over. I want the back, though.
He takes him. He looks at me. He's, says, "Okay, I don't know what these are."
Do
think
you guys know anything about them?
I think he had the three wizards examine the scale.
Yeah, that's why it looks funny in the corner. It looks brown.
Yeah,
And...
it's painted.
Yeah.
Why would somebody paint a scale?
If
Why
you're
does
trying-
anybody do anything?
There is a knocking at the door. An archivist Flick is like, he like mouths to you like, is there more of you?
This is it.
He goes, yeah. And you hear a voice from behind the door that says, Archivist Flick, might I come in? He goes, hi, Archivist Marcus. Yes. I shouldn't have said, I should have been more fancy when yep, you can come in. And the door,
Before he comes in, I take the dagger and the scale.
So
and
you snatch those two items back out of his hands, and a moment later the door opens, and a gentleman who is probably mid-50s. He is very sort of long and lean. He has a long, intelligent-looking face, a very well-manicured beard that comes to kind of a sort of a scholarly point at the bottom of his chin. He is wearing archivist robes. They are, these kind of the standard brown, though they are much more kind of embroidered and formal looking, and they are like impeccably pressed. And as he kind of comes in, and he has sort of a smile on his face, and his eye, he has a little bit of like his eyes are a little kind of twinkly, with this sort of kindly expression in his eyes, which almost seems a little bit at odds with sort of the like super intellectual, just appearance and bone structure of his like face and his head. Bertram flicks his good morning, sir. These people are visiting me. This is High Archivist Cornelius Marcus. He is the High Archivist.
Greetings, High Archivist.
And he nods to you and he says,
Is he the highest archivist?
he says, I suppose you could say that, yes. I am the foremost librarian in the Royal Kingdom of Mithlinde. I oversee the entire library here and all of the archives. He says, I certainly do not wish to interrupt what is, I'm sure, a lovely visit. But I did hear that a rather large group of people had come accompanying one of our esteemed pizza party card holders. This is what did they say? Zelagat Doggins, yes.
That's me.
Yeah, he looks at you and he says, Mr. Doggins. He says, it is a delight to make the acquaintance of one of our card holders. It has been quite a long time since we've had anyone completing the program. It had fallen off in recent years. In fact, that is why Archivist Flick here has been given his exciting new assignment, which I'm sure he's told you all about. In any event, I'll not take any more of your time. I simply wanted to come down and shake the hand of someone who has gone to such great lengths to improve the vast collection of knowledge here at the library. And he kind of steps forward and leans down to get sort of towards your level and holds out a hand to shake.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. This is a wonderful establishment.
Maybe stop lying about the pizza, though.
He says, apparently Mr. Archivist Flick has not told you about his little pet project here. I shall leave him to do so now. Shame on you, Archivist Flick. You should have shared your news with these people.
Don't be too hard on him. We were exchanging pleasantries when you knocked, sir. I'm certain he would have gotten to it.
He says, of course. I shall leave you to your business now. And he looks at you again. Fidget. He says, Zelagat Dargins. Lovely to meet you. And he turns and he leaves the room.
Wait until he's definitely gone, and I go, all right, that guy knows some crap.
And Archivist Flick goes, yeah, that's not great.
Pretty sure he definitely knows you're not.
Well, he definitely knows that not a goblin came here claiming to be Zelagat Dargins and punching that card when Fidget was here. Or when Kel was here.
I got it out. We spread the rumor that Fidget or whatever Wargans or whatever his name is, didn't always used to be a goblin. It's a curse, and now he's a goblin.
I mean, we work for a bunch of wizards. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, there have been transmutation accidents.
Isn't there a spell that when you die you get resurrected as some random
Not in this.
Maybe I
race.
was just self-conscious about being a goblin,
Never mind.
so I didn't want to look like a goblin.
Yeah, illusion is much more likely.
Helena was very judgmental.
He says,
That old guy did seem pretty racist.
"Yeah,
Okay, he
That
mentioned
was
something about a
weird.
new duty.
He goes, it takes him a second to like, you kind of like, you can almost physically hear his brain have to go like into a different gear. And he goes, oh, yeah, so, well, actually, this was, dang it, it is, Fidget, not that you're not great,
Nope,
but
not that.
Kel would have liked this. It was kind of because of him. I brought something to the head archivists here that they let me work on, and that's what I've been doing back here. And I was excited. I was going to show it to Kel when he came in next. He actually had a big part in it. He goes, I did. I feel like I wasted my money on this now. But you guys will just. You guys will have to. You'll have to do. And he goes over sort of towards the back of his room where there's like some kind of like tapestries hung against the wall, and there's this sort of like rolled up like large piece of sort of kind of thick canvas. And he says, I had this it's gonna go outside the library when we're ready, but I wanted to show it to Kel when he came in next. Yeah, and he like pulls a string, and a big banner unfurls, and in huge block letters it says PIZZA, Public Incentive for Zesty and Zealous Academics. And he goes, we're revamping the pizza thing. Kel came up with that.
Yeah, that looks like something Kel would come up with.
Oh, you're keeping his memory alive.
Still no actual pizza?
He says, we are working on that. We've run into the slight snag that pizza oven technology has really degraded during the hundreds of years of Great Wars. And we can't, they don't taste quite right. We don't know. So some people have said that the water in Voland is different, and that makes the dough taste better. There was a guy who had a recipe where it was like this really deep dish thing. He's in jail now. So we're working on it. It is taking some time. But there's supposed to be pizza. Otherwise, the acronym is stupid. So
Listen to me, library man. I'm going to tell you something. It's real important, and I need you to know this.
okay.
I hate you.
I don't know how
Well,
to
that's
feel about
mean.
that.
He's just trying to get us pizza. He's working on it. Pizza takes time.
Yeah, too bad about that deep dish thing. I've heard about that. I've wanted to
You
try
shut the
that.
fuck up, Alar.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta be careful, man. They will put you in jail. He's like, this is a safe room here. But if you go talking about deep dish pizza in earshot of the populace, jail is the least of your worries. A pitchfork mob will come after you. He goes, so this has been a long conversation, and I feel like it's been largely for no reason. There's missing
Not
books.
entirely. We've learned something because of its absence.
He's like, he kind of looks at the door. He's like, I am worried about that, though.
Well, that is concerning as well. Presuming there are no major repercussions, do you think that you'll be able to send a message to one or all of us? We're not going to be in Naviria much longer.
He says, I don't see why not.
Okay. Send it care of Terra Libre.
Okay. If I find anything about the dragon
Yeah,
myths,
if you
I guess?
discover anything that you think is noteworthy enough to contact us about, please do so.
Okay.
And Brahm to the side. Don't worry about the pizza thing. I'll figure something out for him.
He's like,
Do you have any, like, guesses? Are there pages missing from ledgers? Like, ripped out pages for where someone signed out? Dragon books?
he says, no, just the private lists of everything in the collections, not the ones that have access to the public. I've found entries removed from those. And like I said, it's not unheard of. Sometimes if a book is destroyed, its entry will be removed from the ledger. But those lists, those blank spaces, I have no way of telling what might have been a book that was destroyed or lost or something like that, and what was something that's intentionally been removed.
Well, I was meaning more like someone signed out the book. Wouldn't you keep track of who took it?
He says, we would, but there's no record of anything that has to do with any book that mentions dragons or is about dragons or anything like that. I don't know if that's because nothing has ever existed on the public side, because somebody is getting to them before it gets there, or if someone is going as far as removing everything. He kind of shakes his head. He says, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like it would be difficult for just one person. It almost seems like it would have to be a bunch of people. Not to mention the fact that this library has existed for 100 some odd years.
Like a secret organization?
I'm something. There should be something at some point, since we have ledgers that go, nearly back to the beginning of the archive, and there's just nothing, and that can't possibly be right. But I don't know how, over that period of time, this could be continuing to happen.
I'm glancing at Brahm during the secret organization.
What?
Didn't you guys know some politician who was getting information that was not entirely accurate, withheld, and just things withheld from them?
Yes. Just because I know a secret organization doesn't mean they're all involved in everything.
I'm not blaming an organization. Like, your organization wasn't. Your organization is not an official channel by which that person should have been getting news. And they were having information withheld from them that presumably they should be entitled to if they're going to make political decisions.
I mean, it may be nothing, but it might be something that you guys know about more secret organizations than I do. Is there anything that might help me if this group of yours is involved? Is there any way that I could identify that if I'm looking?
Rom?
Do they like have a? Do they like leave a
Bet.
rose to signify their crimes? I read a lot of bad romance novels. Let's pretend I didn't say leave a rose at the scene of the crime. Anyway.
Are you caught in a bad romance?
Well, show canceled, God.
Yep, canceled.
Goodbye.
46 episodes, and then we made
Bye,
a Lady
everyone.
Gaga reference, and now the show's canceled.
Ooh, rah, rah, ooh, rah, rah, rah. Okay. Let's move on for that one. Two things to look for. Red cardinal feathers, or red cardinals in general. And also, you got a piece of paper and a pencil.
He like kind of does this, and like the room is literally just like filled to the brim with just like papers and quills and things like that. He's like, I think that one is the closest to your hand currently.
Okay. And I will draw a symbol
Okay.
and hand it to him.
Alrighty. So you draw a symbol, he takes a look. Okay. He folds it. He says, I'll look for this.
I would memorize that and then destroy that image. You don't want to get caught with it.
He says, I will do that. They generally, that's like the thing, right? You read it and then you burn it. I'll do that, but not
Not
a
in
giant
here.
building full of super old paper.
No.
He says, I'll burn it though. He says, well, I guess that's it. I still feel super weird about Archivist Marcus, so maybe you guys should go from here.
I mean, do you want us to go talk to him?
Says, do you want to talk to him?
I mean, I don't know why we care about dragons yet.
He says, I mean, you can do what you want, but I would be worried. I mean, I don't.
Is he gonna like disappear us in broad daylight?
I don't think he's gonna call the guard, but he might revoke your library card, which some might argue is worse.
It's not my library card.
And shit like that is what's gonna get us in trouble, Fidget.
Hey, the door is closed.
The door is closed. I'm more concerned that if you make a lot of fuss, there will be a lot of questions about where you obtained that super bogus library card.
And that could cost him his
trouble.
access and cost us any chance of learning why.
He's like, so, I mean, you guys do what you want, but like, maybe
let's not cost this guy his job, Fidget.
Just, standard business. You didn't get it. You didn't hear it. Yeah, you don't know me. He's already seen us together. You didn't get the card from me.
Yeah.
Look, we got it from a dead guy.
That was a very quick lie that you came up with.
It is not a lie.
Now
he
I
is
feel
kind of
sad.
right. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but it's technically not a lie.
That's the best kind of correct.
Right. Well, thank you very much. As I said, if you learn anything else, feel free to contact us via Terra Libre.
I will do. I'll see if I find anything that might indicate this. He pats the like pocket of his robes where he put the piece of paper. This gaggle of yours, the secret guys, might be involved.
And if someone just disappears, you feel better knowing that we will do exactly what we did for our other friend, for you, in that we will remember that you existed and not follow through on your zealous academics stuff.
He says, "Oh, I thought you were gonna say loot my corpse and then brutally break the news of my death to people that I vaguely knew, but
I mean,
that's cool too."
I'll do one of those things.
Thanks, Fidget.
Says, I
Alright.
hope I don't disappear. I'm just gonna do my pizza party thing for now.
Yeah. Good luck with that, and I hope it's a grand success.
He says, I think it will be. He says, well, good luck with your stuff. And I'm sorry about Kel. He seemed like he was an okay guy.
He had his moments, yeah.
He was a good guy.
He goes, do you need help getting out?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we know?
I mean,
You might. It was a little complex getting down here.
Okay.
So he can easily kind of lead you guys back up the several levels back to the kind of the surface, where he sees you to the door of that main sort of circular room. As you guys file through, he kind of gives a last sort of way. He's like, okay, bye. Shuts the door.
I was going to ask him if he could help me find a book. I really wanted to find pollution, overfishing, and other fissues.
I'm pretty sure we can find that in the front.
No, I'm over it.
Okay. Well,
As Fidget says, nah, I'm over it. There's like an archivist, like 5 feet from you with a book in his hands. He's like, and he just wanders off. Defeated. Alrighty. So Walter, as they have been downstairs kind of doing this, you have been sort of thumbing through your, your books and things like that. In that section that they had indicated for you, looking for anything sort of specific. You don't really find anything that like really strikes a chord. There's definitely some legend lore that exists through, various regions and cultures and things like that kind of bear at least some similarities to some of the things that you saw, but this sort of like trio battle goddess type thing that you're looking for, you don't find anything that like seems to hit the nail on the head. At least in your time searching here, and you can kind of see that the rest of your group is in the process of like filtering out now.
All right, I'll just head back with everybody else then.
Okay. Alrighty. So as you guys head back out of the the back portion, back to the sort of the main area of the library. Anything else you're doing while you're here at all?
The library?
Mm-hmm.
You can do everything at the library.
Back out onto the street you go then, in that case, and you've still probably a little bit before lunchtime at this point. Anything you're doing?
I have to see some people about my hat.
Okay.
Do I need to go back and speak to the wizards first to put me in the right direction, or do I have a general idea of where to go?
I probably you probably don't even necessarily need to like physically go make a trip. I would say it's certainly easy enough to have arranged for that to be like delivered back to the house when it's done, rather than spend like a significant portion of time like going over there and getting it.
I meant getting the helmet and the hat put together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't just going to get a hat.
No.
We didn't do anything with that.
I thought you talked to him and he said he'd arrange it.
No, we were gonna do that and then we ran out of time.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
We can just say that happened.
We can certainly say that can happen because I thought it did. Yeah, so easy enough for you to have as like part of your sort of mayonnaise deal. You have sort of sent your hat off along with that. That ram helmet you had to some friends of the wizards over at the Conclave Arcanum within Mythlanday, who are kind of doing their work to see if they can't like combine the items and put them into essentially transfer the enchantments to your hat. And when they're done with that, like it'll just be sent to you. Let's see, it's about that's usually behind, isn't it? It's about 8:45. So I think as you guys are leaving the library, this will be a good place to take a quick break for us and give you guys a few minutes to kind of consider if you have any other kind of business you want to conduct in the city. You probably have another few days of the wizards sort of packing up their stuff before they are going to be leaving themselves, which will then kind of leave you in the position of having to decide where to go for yourselves and what what your next move is going to be and where to live as they're going to be in the process of sort of selling that property off. So give that a thought for a few minutes. Those of you who are watching at home, thank you for those of you who have been participating in chat with us. Stay with us for a couple of minutes. Everybody is going to refresh their drinks, stretch their legs, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back after these messages. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us over the break there. We have refreshed our drinks, stretched our legs, emptied our bladders, and refueled our imaginations.
Imagination machine broke. Sorry.
Okay. So, we jump back in now as the party has left the library, and essentially the day is yours at this point, gang. I basically just asked you to take a couple of minutes and think about, as you guys sort of prepare to potentially leave Naviria, what sort of last business you might have to conduct here before it's time to go. So, what do we got? Anybody? Anything?
I would like to visit Eldon.
Yes. Okay. Any of you accompanying Nula on this little trip, or are you guys headed elsewhere?
I'll go with her.
We determined the hat thing doesn't need anything. It needs to be roleplayed.
No, it's not going to be.
Okay.
It's
I'm
uninteresting
somewhat
for the
concerned
viewers,
that
so we'll
Nula
just
might
leave it
do something drastic again, and all of a sudden she's in the Ignean Empire. Next thing we know.
I will also go.
Okay.
Yep.
So nothing better.
Alrighty.
I will
So
definitely
you
follow
guys
along.
strap Nula up to that backpack child leash thing that you've had to have fashioned for her, and off you head towards the guard gate that Eldon typically is stationed at. You make your way across the city, heading in that direction, and as you approach, sure enough, Eldon, in his guard regalia, is on duty at the field gate there, looking quite down in the dumps. He's looking like he's having a bad day. And as you guys sort of approach him and get up close to him, the reason becomes apparent as your ears pick up before perhaps your eyes do the source of Eldon's joyless expression, as from the opposite side of the gate in the other guard position you all hear
Oh no.
Oh crap! It's Steven.
It's Steven.
Wait, I have an idea. I'm gonna cast silencing to the side of the gate.
You do that, and you guys it's maybe worse. You can no longer hear it, but you just see him silently going,
Somebody cast fireball. Somebody cast fireball.
I will cast what's it like? Jim's glowing coin or something.
And do what?
I'm gonna try to
Blow a
distract him.
coin.
what are you doing with the glowing coin?
I'm gonna wave it in front of his face and then throw it.
Sure. You pull out a gold piece, and as you cast the incantation, the coin ting, very interestingly shines, and he goes from going, and you throw it, and he goes, and like a cat just runs off after it, leaving his post. Eldon goes, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, well, we did.
Look,
I mean,
Look,
can't is the
look,
wrong
he
word
sucks.
because he did.
He sucks. Okay.
Okay, so the only reason I'm not gonna get you in trouble is because it is
Because he
Steven,
sucks?
and Steven does suck. But you can't be using magic on guards. That's super illegal.
He didn't use it on the guard. He used it on the coin. That's legal.
He goes, just let's have a quick
He
conversation,
sucks.
and then you got right. He does. He goes, and I
Look,
mean, if we're being honest, you probably could stand in front of the magistrate after being accused of using magic with ill intent against a guard, And you just have to tell him, like, it was Stephen. And there's not a magistrate in the city that wouldn't be like, yeah, I feel you.
Wouldn't give us a reward.
Even still, it does set it sets a bad precedent. So just let's make
All
it
right.
quick.
We're sorry.
They're sorry.
It's not sorry, but
Nope.
How does a guy like that even become a guard? Does he have like an important uncle or something?
He is, and I am not kidding, the single greatest bare-knuckle brawler that I've ever seen.
You know what? I can see that. I can honestly see that. Someone like him, in order to get where he's gotten,
There was a few years back. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle. If this doesn't perfectly highlight it, I don't know what does. The man put down a terrible riot in a middle school, single-handedly. I mean, it's not impressive on its own, fighting a bunch of, like, 4th graders, but the man absolutely just waded through a sea of children, and the carnage, you wouldn't believe... We're off track. What can I do for you, Miss Nula, and friends, of course?
I wanted to let you know that we're gonna be heading out of the city for a little bit.
Oh, taking a trip, are we? Or another one of your missions for the wizards?
Sort of. We kind of got a new job, but it's not with the wizards, but it's with some fancy group, the Libri.
Bookkeepers? You don't say.
Yeah.
Wow, moving up in the world.
a bit.
But I did look out for Gregory, and I actually ran to catch up with him. Literally.
There's been a real feral cat problem in the city recently. I've been saying for ages they got to do something about it. It's getting frankly out of hand. Not an hour doesn't go by that I don't see a random stranger just minding their own business on the street, and these cats, they just out of nowhere right in the face. It's terrible.
Don't you have people for this? Sub guards?
Don't you have a shovel for this?
You know what? Maybe I do.
Well,
I'd like to pause the show. I would like to retcon the insinuation that Walter just went off to beat a stray cat to death with a shovel. I'd like to remove that from the canonical history of the Tabletop Legends universe, because that's terrible.
Yes, we here at Tabletop Legends do not condone violence against animals.
Of any kind.
Unless they're Steven.
Yeah, Steve is an animal of a different sort. All right, so time back in. Walter reapproaches the group. His face is absolutely ravaged with like cat slashes. He will need medical attention. You have suffered 25 points of slashing damage. And your pride has been irreparably destroyed.
As it though,
It was destroyed in honor end. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shit his pants, and then just yesterday was used as a chair.
Hashtag Warlock life.
What the hell were we even doing? What are we doing right now?
We're
talking to Eldon.
The letter.
You give Eldon the letter. He takes it. He says,
Oh, that's a lot of cat hair.
wait a minute.
That's what the letter says?
What? How did Gregory know about the cat problem? He's
I
yet to
forgot
open
to mute first. I'm so sorry.
He's yet to open. He takes it. He says, wait a minute. Where did you get this now?
I had said that I literally ran after him.
and you found him, and he gave you this letter.
Not quite. I ran into the caravan that he was working with for a bit, and he had sent a letter to you and a letter to me. So I said I would drop off yours.
He kind of looks at it, and he looks at you and says, you read your letter then already?
I don't.
You did.
I did. Okay.
I sent it to you.
Okay. Yes, I did.
He says, well, I won't ask you what's in it, but he's doing all right.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing all right, and he's kind of taking the opportunity to explore everything.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah, you don't have to
I'll
read it
read
now.
mine later, I think.
Yeah.
And he kind of puts it inside his tunic, and he says, "I appreciate you bringing it to me, and I'm glad it sounds like he's doing okay."
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
He says, "Well, I'm glad it sounds like you're going up in the world, all of you. You seem like good people." He looks at Brom and goes, mostly.
Well, we won't, we'll be around. I'm sure we'll come back, and
He goes,
we'll...
"Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Look me up. You look me up anytime you're in the city, Nula."
And keep an eye on Gregory's sister.
Of course. I got your coin.
Silence
Thanks.
wore off.
He
Terribly
is
sorry.
right behind Fidget. He just holds it out to you.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Stephen.
I'm going to cast Jim's glowing coin again.
On a different one.
Just immediately throw it.
Okay.
I'm gonna catch it out of the air. Just no.
Is this the coin he brought back, or a different coin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got to take the coin from him, to like do this, and it's like sticky for some reason. He goes, "Okay, bye," and he goes back to his pose. Eldon goes, "God, that guy's the worst."
I'm so sorry. Look, I'm gonna. Alar's gonna look around a bit. He's gonna lean in. I'm gonna leave a couple of silver on the guard bar for you as a tab for today.
He kind of snaps you a quick salute. And says, "Well, I greatly appreciate it, and I will need it." And from his position over by where he's returned to his post, Steven goes, "You wanna play I Spy again?" It's all
Great game!
he looks at you and he goes, "It's always the same thing."
Grass, dirt.
I share a look with him. There's just, it's a moment. It's like, I know.
Eldon, I can do you a solid. He can't spy anything if he can't see.
No.
Don't cast any more magic on the guards.
No, I am going to go ahead to the guards bar because I want to be far away if there's a felony about to be committed.
He kind of is like, "All right, come on, move along. Leave me to my fate. I'll be fine."
Good luck.
You guys head down the street and you're like, "Bye."
Bye. Good luck with I Spy.
Thanks. Those are the best friends I ever had. What was that, Russell?
We're not friends. From a distance, as we're walking away.
Because you just hear, You're only afraid of your own emotions.
I'm only afraid of you.
So.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Goodness. So you guys are heading. You kind of head on your way, and you find yourselves sort of meandering throughout the streets, and a little while later, you hear, as you're kind of walking, you hear like, psst, psst, coming from like a side alleyway that you're passing.
Is it me or is somebody sting?
It's not you.
Look, it's the inner city. People do their business all over the place.
If it's another one of those wily cats, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yep, you and me both.
I'm gonna glance over toward the side alley. Do I see anything?
Make a perception check.
Probably not. That's a 16.
No.
All right. Cover me. I'm gonna head into the alley.
Alrighty. Alar makes his way a little bit into the alley, and Alar, you get about 10 feet into the alleyway. There's like some general alleyway decor in the alley, garbage, crates, things of that nature. A rat.
Not to sway you, but chat really wants it to be Meat Guy.
I can see that. It is, however, not Meat Guy.
Oh, thank God.
You kind of like, you're startled a little bit as a cat like, goes running out from behind a crate, darting out the other end of the alleyway, and then stepping out from a little alcove where like a side door is, taking a step into the center of the hallway and then sitting back on their haunches, is clad in some kind of slightly loose-fitting robes with a specially fashioned pack. Is about a 35-pound black-furred LBD the dog. You can unmute yourself.
I've seen you since from Stone Mill. How did you get here?
Long time no see.
How have you been?
Good. Just busy doing some dog
LBD
stuff.
is lightly muted.
Oh, am I?
I can hear her.
I can hear her fine.
Oh, that's weird.
You might still have her muted from the other last week when she
That's
was getting
because
feedback.
I am a beep. You are correct.
I had that the other night too, because she had to be muted
Tried to fix
on
it.
last Wednesday.
I keep getting muted. Everyone mutes me.
It's all right. We all like you, LBD.
You're better than Steven.
Everybody's better.
I heard someone
Meat
mistake
Guy
me
is
for
better
a
than
cat.
Steven. Yeah, apparently Naviria has a severe cat problem. That's why I don't conjure Scooter unless I think it's safe.
Maybe we should call Meat Guy. I feel like he could solve this problem.
I could use a meat guy.
Not this guy. No, not this guy.
Did somebody say they needed meat?
It's on the meat guy.
Oh, no. Oh, dear God, no. Sweet Mistra, no.
No meat
I
guy.
think this
We
think
gotta,
this
you
dog
gotta
needs
earn him.
meat.
You gotta earn a meat guy appearance.
you gonna earn Meat Guy.
So I could use your help with something if you guys are free.
Well, it doesn't involve Steven.
Oh, it can involve Steven, just not in public.
Killing him. Oh.
Well, I don't know the man's name,
Okay.
but there
It
is
could be
a
Steven.
man up the road who is known to smuggle owlbear
Me?
cubs and ligers for an exotic animal trade at the illegal market,
Excuse
and
me.
I could use your help taking him down.
All right, just point me in the direction.
Paladin
Right.
righteousness intensifies.
Well, I'm a dog, so I don't know exactly what direction we're going in, but you can follow my lead.
What is
Sure. Let's.
LBD?
What's that?
What does Blinky think? Blinky is our dog from that we acquired.
So yeah, there's
Sure.
a blink dog that's not been doing great to keep the cats away.
Oh.
That's because the blink dog likes Nula a lot,
The
and
blink dog has a higher intelligence than Walter and knows not to mess with him.
that too.
Did we just bring the blink dog into the library and no one said anything about it?
I assumed since you guys didn't mention it, it was not with you.
Okay,
Wait.
that's
But-
way less fun, but reasonable.
Besides, there's just so much shenanigans that dog is probably getting into at 28 Dorset.
Yeah, so I think the ground rules it's been a couple episodes. We should establish the ground rules here. And I'm gonna put Becca. You will be in charge of like letting me know whether the blink dog is with you or not. For the reason that like the sword cuts both directions. Like where you could theoretically have like, oh, we didn't mention the blink dog, so it totally came into the library with us. It also, like, if you don't specifically tell me that it's there or not, it is potentially fair game to get killed. So, like, you get to be the boss of where your blink dog is, but you got, like, my default assumption is, like, if you don't tell me it's there, it's, like, it won't be there. Unless there's, if you guys are, like, traveling and it's with you, then it's with you. But,
Okay.
when you have the option to have it, like, somewhere else, I will assume that you're telling me, like, oh, it's back at the house, unless you otherwise want to have it with you. Proceed.
Alright, let's follow the talking dog.
Lead on, LBD.
All right, just so everyone knows, I just want him to stop what he's doing. I'd like to free the animals, but I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Okay,
So we
that.
head off.
Maybe not be the best group then.
I mean, I could do clandestine.
I mean, there's some guards over there. That may be a better group.
So the information that we wrote down earlier that I don't think she has with her now, this meeting, this deal that is being done is taking place tonight, like under the cover of night in an illegal market in the docks ward. So you have some time to like prepare for this rather than like walk off right now. But
And
yes,
we all know what prepare means for Brahm.
we do know what prepare means for Brahm. So you have some time to work on your to work on a plan. You don't have to go this this second.
All right. In that case, we'll probably Alar will make a quick stop over at the City Guard bar and drop a few coins with the barkeep and go. He's partnered with Steven today, so this is for Guardsman Eldon when he gets in.
Everybody in the bar they like raise their glass and they go like, poor bastard. Take his health.
Could we do a quick walk by for the docks ward, the rough area where the meeting's going to happen, to get a better view of what it looks like before we plan?
Easy enough. Where LBD leads you is so the docks ward is like it's not a proper ward like the others are. It's not one of the like kind of contained segments of the ring-shaped structure of Niveria. It's that sort of sprawl outside the gate, like closest to the river, that sits in the space between where the first outer wall of Niveria is and the banks of the Nivian River, where the two pulley ferries move across the river. So there is just this large sprawl of like warehouses and fish markets and little shipyardy type things where like barges are repaired and worked on and things like that. And LB takes you to an area that is several blocks, or rough blocks, as the kind of the layout is a little disorganized here, but south of the southernmost like pulley barge station, kind of butted up right by the shore, with like direct access to a bunch of docks. So sort of the place that she shows you is tucked, mostly encircled from like the north and east by a bunch of like tightly clustered together warehouses. Several of them look like they are just in disuse and disrepair, or one of them is in a little better condition, but even that is still kind of a little dilapidated. There is slightly open, slightly open space, surrounded by these sheltered, kind of from outside eyes by these warehouses, and then off to the other side is, where the shoreline of the river is, with a few kind of small docks where some sort of smaller to mid-sized like barges or vessels would be able to theoretically dock and leave from this place.
Well, you think it's coming by boat, or you think it's somewhere in one of these buildings where they're storing them? Can't exactly hide owlbear cubs that well.
An auction, right?
Are we very confident of what kinds of creatures they currently have?
That's just the information I have. He's known for doing it commonly. He's known for being somewhat erratic and unpredictable. But at least it's very predictable that he commonly has illegal creatures, and he goes on about it to the people that he trusts.
I mean, if we know which kind in particular we want to look for, I can try to find them. But I have to know what I'm looking for.
Owlbear may be the easiest one to look for.
Yeah, but if they don't have specifically an owlbear, then I'm not helpful. That's all. That's the reason I was asking.
I'm fairly confident that he has at least owlbears and ligers.
I will cast locate creature looking for owlbears.
Okay. What's your range on that?
I think it's 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet and lasts for an hour.
Okay. So from this exact spot, as you cast this, you do not detect any owlbears.
All right. There are no owlbears within 1,000 feet of us. We should keep moving.
Okay. Means he might be bringing them in tonight. So probably on the ship.
Yeah, we'll do a little walk around for a bit and see if we find anything, and
by
head
all
back
means,
and get a rest.
We're going to eliminate that possibility too.
Okay, so the plan is to kind of rove around with your spell active, Fidget?
Yep.
Okay. So what directions do you want to head in? What direction do you want to head in first? How far are you going in given directions?
I'm just following. I find stuff.
Okay, so then question to the group, like, from where you are right now, I guess if you guys look on stream, you're sort of like right where the kind of, you can see the portion under that that second of the southernmost like chain ferry station there. There's kind of like a piece that's sort of goes straight and then it like curves inward a great deal. You guys are at sort of the sort of like the apex of the parabola made by the concave inlet of the river there. So like there's a little bit more docksward kind of like out towards the end, but it sort of tapers out, and then there's like trails and a little bit of light like wooded areas sort of south of you. To the west, obviously, directly to the west is water. To the north is like the rest of the dockswards up, and then to the east is more dockswards, and eventually you will run into the wall of the city.
Could we reasonably make a short loop from the gondola around the corner to the wall, up and back again, within an hour walk?
Within an hour, you want to make like a box basically. So like using this as like your southwesternmost point, and then going like to the wall at your southeasternmost point, and then like I guess theoretically like the city gate there as your northeastern, and then like the gondola station as your northwestern. Is that what you're saying? Like
I think so. As long as that's reasonably like an hour worth of walk.
I would say you could do that in an hour. Yeah. Is that the plan?
Right. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Okay. So you guys kind of wander around that area. Just sort of letting Fidget continue to see if anything picks up on his senses on his spell. But after the better part of that hour, let's call it, what kind of distance are we talking here? Let's call it like 40 minutes. You guys return to sort of like your original spot there, and Fidget hasn't picked anything up.
So he's definitely coming in.
Okay.
Do we know about roughly when they're supposed to be? Do you want to try to ambush them, or do you want to try to let the auction happen?
Probably ambush, right?
I have a plan.
So we have a better chance of freeing the animals.
I have a plan. As we
Okay.
do, right? We wait for this thing to start up, right? I'm gonna pose as somebody looking to buy animals, right? We catch this guy in the act, and then we bust him and all his dirty animal buying friends.
We're gonna need a guardsman.
Good thing we know one.
Yep. Nula, guess what you're gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna head to that barn that we just dropped by, and you're gonna go grab Eldon.
What are we tricking him?
No, we're helping him make a really big bust.
Okay, I don't know if he's gonna see it that way.
We'll see it that way.
And I head towards the bar.
Alrighty. What are the rest of you doing with your time here?
I'm going to the tailor.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at like what people.
I already have an entire plan here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at like what the people are dressed like in this area, and try to like cast disguise self myself a couple times to like match the locals.
Yeah, I mean it's a river port, fishermen. A lot of pretty like well worn, simple rough spun clothing.
I cast it once and there is no change, and I'm disappointed with myself.
Beards are very common among the men. A lot of like no sleeve, bare armed type of.
Sun's out, guns
docks,
out.
Yeah, burly docks type of people. All right, so Walter's doing that. Brahm is going to the tailor. Nula is heading to find Eldon. And is anybody else doing anything specific before we fast forward?
I'm gonna sit with Walter with a large stick and pretend to river fish.
Okay.
I'm going to head back to 28 Dorset and pick up Blinky.
Okay.
Also need to stop by 28 Dorset at some point to get other things.
Okay, yeah, you guys don't have to give me like super specifics. I'll react in real time as the NPCs when your plan comes together here. Nula, the only thing I do wanna go over is once you track down Eldon, what does your sort of pitch to him sound like?
Hey, are you ready for one more great adventure?
Maybe. What you have in mind, Miss Nula? Boy, howdy! I can't do this accent with my headphones on. For some reason, you need to hear yourself to do this particular accent. I don't know why.
I got a lead on a big bust that could be coming up.
I'm gonna need you to be more specific than that.
Some
Bust of what?
illegal deals that are going down. And we want to catch the bad guys.
Right.
And save a bunch of innocent owlbears. And like
Poachers you're talking about then.
Yes.
Okay, certainly. I should go to my captain and tell her about it.
Well, it's happening tonight. We don't have much time. Come on. Come on, finish your drink and let's go.
He's like, he puts his drink down without taking another sip. He's like, that's not how the law works. Come on, come with me. And he kind of leads you off. And then we now sort of fast forward. We watch it. We see a shot of the clouds moving by in high speed, and the sun sinking lower, and then the moon kind of rising behind the rings of Egeria in the sky. And we reach nighttime, and we find you guys back at that same docks location. Nula accompanied by Eldon, as well as a guard sergeant, a woman by the name of Sergeant Evelina Hawk, who he sort of went and had you re-explain all of this to, who then agreed to yeah, let's make this guard business, and since you guys are already on the case here, we'll let you be official, unofficial deputies for the evening to help break up this alleged illegal animal smuggling ring. As you guys are sort of setting up here, sort of what are you doing? Where are you positioning yourselves? How are you kind of getting ready here? What costumes do you inevitably have?
I'm pulling out my deputy badge from 35 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I will affix it to my the inside of my overcoat.
Okay.
I will make sure Nula has Blinky in hand. And gonna try and find a shady spot to basically try and cut them off if they attempt to escape, and hunker down.
Okay.
What am I doing with Blinky? Isn't it too dangerous for Blinky? What if Blinky gets blinked?
That's a one shot. Blinky gets blinked.
Cast deafness on myself.
I figured that you'd want a little bit of extra backup.
I guess that's true. Blinky, we're gonna get the bad guys, okay?
Blinky's getting guard dog training.
LBD, Blinky.
I'll probably just like try and blend in and look like a well-behaved dog that belongs to somebody.
Okay.
Do you belong to Eldon then?
Sure.
Eldon!
For the
LBD.
moment.
Right. That you're. I knew about that, pet. Did you get yourselves another dog?
No. LBD just has helped us on a few adventures. Is LBD talking to Eldon?
I'll just tell him I belong to no one.
Holy
I
shit!
tend
That
to
dog
wander.
talks.
This is our source.
Damn it! I should have bet him 10 gold that dog talks.
Wait a minute.
Sergeant, guardsman, this is our source.
Sergeant
of
Hawk
the,
and Eldon are both
on
like
this,
looking at each other.
I guarantee you that's by far
We're
not the
not using
weirdest thing
magic
you're
on
gonna see
you.
tonight.
We're not using magic on you. Just putting it out there. She really does talk.
I am so glad that I made friends with you people.
Never a dull moment.
Sergeant Hawk is like, I will drink all of these feelings away later. Let's focus on the task at hand.
Sergeant, if this actually goes down the way that we hope it does, you and Guardsman Eldon probably will get commendations. If it doesn't, well, then you're going to blame us. So,
Doesn't
And
that-
you can sleep better knowing you rescued a lot of animals.
Oh, we're going to take down some criminals. I just was not ready for talking talk.
is anybody truly ready?
Yeah, imagine that, but in the middle of the dark woods.
I just like put my paw up and like try and give him a high five.
Eldon's like,
All right.
so you guys are like hiding? Is that the idea here?
Yeah, I'm going to find a shady spot to and let everyone know. Look, if things get violent, I'll jump in, but I'm going to try and make sure that anybody that gets loose, I should be able to intercept them.
Okay.
I will be discreetly shoveling shit out front of wherever we're supposed to be meeting up
Okay.
as my disguise.
All right. So you're the night shoveler. What's everybody else up to? Eldon and Sergeant Hawk specifically go into like around the sort of side of one of the warehouses out of sight, as they are like fully clad in guard regalia.
I assume there's some sort of like street lamps here, right?
Not really. You're basically working off of like moon and ring light at this point, which is
Okay.
I mean, it's the dimmest it really ever gets on Azuria at night is like a bright full moon in Earth, the original recipe. As the rings provide quite a bit of illumination, so it's always fairly bright at night.
I'll be leaning up up against a dock post, flipping a coin.
Okay. Alrighty. And so you guys, I guess, settle in to wait.
Okay. Do you want me to roll a stealth check since I'm trying to be...
Yeah, anybody who's like trying to hide can make a stealth check.
Do I need to roll deception? Because I'm not trying to hide, but I'm trying
Yeah,
to
what
pass
about
myself
hiding
off
in plain sight?
If you're hiding in plain sight, the appropriate performance/deception checks will come up as required.
Okay.
Just for now, anybody who's physically hiding can stealth.
24.
Okay.
I guess I'm hiding in plain sight, so that would be performance.
Nothing yet. What are you doing
Nothing.
to hide in plain sight?
I'm walking my blinky dog.
Okay. Alrighty.
Hey, did you hear about the group of adventurers that has a dragonborn paladin and a fucking blink dog?
Um.
Wonder what they're doing out front.
All right, so you guys kind of set up and you wait. And about an hour passes. At this point, it's quite late into the evening. There's really nobody else out and about at this point, as it's there's no business taking place at this time of night. And from the south, the first thing that you guys notice is you hear sort of the rumbling of like wagon wheels. And up from sort of the like suggestion of a kind of dirt road through the very southernmost reaches of the dock wards here before it reaches out towards where the actual caravan trails begin. A single horse-drawn like large I don't want to call it covered wagon, almost like a medicine man type of wagon, where it's a big wooden thing with a fully structured roof and everything like that, comes rolling up, and even in the ring light you can see that it has been painted this like garish purple color. There is a single individual up in like the coachman's seat, kind of driving the horses forward before him, and he kind of rolls in. You see he like kind of gives Walter a weird look as he like rolls in, and Walter's like just shoveling. You kind of see he sees Nula kind of walking about, the blink dog like blinking around, Brahm leaning over on the wall there. He pulls the cart up to the center of this sort of sheltered little space in between all these warehouses near the docks, and as he pulls the cart to a stop, he's kind of like looking at those of you who are here, and he knocks on the caravan, and as it sort of pulls in and you guys get a better look, you see the driver of the coach kind of like gets up and gets down off of the coach, and his motions are very odd as he sort of climbs down. He sort of like swings his whole body in one direction and then like kind of thumps himself and hits the ground in sort of a weird position, and then like pushes himself with his arms, like swinging his body back upright, as the back of the cart opens and another figure steps out into the open, and what you see is that the cart driver, as he comes around, is the reason that he's moving so oddly, you guys get a look, is that he has two peg legs, essentially. Both of his legs are very clearly like wooden, and end in these sort of like clawed like simulacrums of like feet that help him balance, and he just kind of like think on these wooden feet. The individual that comes out of the back of the caravan is this like bizarre looking human man. He's wearing like riding pants with like cowboy style chaps. He has this like ornate leather jacket with like huge like fringe under the arms and across the shoulders. His like, you see his ears glitter in the moonlight. That he has these round human ears, but they are like bejeweled out in all of these like earrings. The most distinct feature of this individual, though, is his haircut, as it is could only be described as a bright yellow, business in the front, party in the back mullet.
I'm gonna
and
whisper to
the
like
worst
anyone
mustache
around
that
me.
anyone has ever seen.
Oh, good God.
I'm gonna whisper to anyone who's around me if they can hear that that's him.
And on
you're
these,
with the 2 guards, so
and on the side of the wagon, painted in large, circus style letters, are the words Josephus Exotiques, strange and wonderful animal carnival.
okay.
And
I knew it from the second she said it.
He swaggers
Good.
out, and he immediately sees you kind of lean. What are you wearing, by the way? As you specifically went to the tailor.
Yes. White
What
suit jacket.
what a thing it would be if Brahm independently had gone and gotten a Joe Exotic costume for this.
No. I knew that the guy was going to be Joe Exotic, but believe me, I'm prepared. White suit jacket.
Okay.
White suit pants. Red button-up undershirt, but the shirt is unbuttoned all the way down to the navel.
Sure.
Lots of gold chains. Slick back hair, chewing on a toothpick.
Okay. He gets out. He swaggers out of the caravan. He immediately kind of looks to you, and kind of starts to make his way over. And he goes, "God damn! I thought you people were supposed to be coming by boat. What is all this nonsense? How are you gonna transport the critters?"
I just do what I do, okay, ma'am? I'm here. The boat's coming. I don't know, ma'am.
What's that? Well, all right. You got the money?
People on the boat got the money, man. You think I walk around with that kind of money on me, ma'am?
He kind of looks. He sees Nula. And the blink dog. He's like, "Hey man, you didn't tell me they got you. You got one of them blink dogs. Those are
It's one of my private collection, you know, ma'am.
Were you interested in selling?"
And you interested in buying? How much you got, ma'am?
Hey, don't you worry about how much I got. You know who I am? I got stacks on stacks on stacks. Ask anybody.
Nula's eye is probably twitching as she's trying to keep from yelling.
He goes, "Go ahead."
And do you know who I am, man? Huh?
He says, "Well, according to my paperwork, you're..." He kind of pulls out some crumpled papers from his thing. He's like, "Let's see, got them cubs. Well, your street name is Bum-Eye Teddy. Is that right?"
That's a joke, ma'am. Okay? That's for cover, ma'am. Okay? Real name, I'm, Tony Wyoming. You know, man? I'm just coming here, get some animals, man.
What the hell is Wyoming?
It's a last name, man.
All right, I mean, I suppose so. You know another thing. Goddamn, come on. He points directly at Walter, who is, I assume at this point, still just shuffling the same spot. He's like, "Who the hell is that fooling?"
I'm just working through some things.
Yeah, I bet. All right.
He likes to shovel things, man. I don't know.
All right. Well, how much longer till your people get here?
Can't be too long. I don't know. They run on their own schedule, man.
The hell kind of operation you run? They run on their own schedule. They're supposed to be here.
I'm obviously not on the boat, man. How am I supposed to know what the boat is up to if I'm not on the boat, man? Huh?
Yes, I suppose I can't tell you how to run your operation, but all I gotta say is that my people know their place, and when I tell them to be somewhere, they goddamn well be there. Ain't that right, Bobby? And the guy with the
got no legs, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Goes, all right, well,
Great. There's a boat.
Does it look like there's a boat? coming at all?
Make a perception check.
18.
There does appear to be a boat, just like appearing around kind of the bend here.
Hey, man, what's this boat right there? Take a look at that boat, man. It's a good boat.
He's like, all right. Okay, let's be quick about this. Bobby, get the cargo.
You want to be quick about it? You ask the guy with no legs to do things, man. Whatever, I don't tell you how to run your business, man.
Bobby's faster than with no legs than any man I ever seen with 3.
Well, that even don't make no sense, man. When do you ever see a man with 3 legs, man?
He points at the side of his cart. He says, I seen it all. He says, you search far and wide, you ain't seen anybody who's got as much experience as I do with all these wide wonders of the world. I seen a man with 3 legs. I seen a man with 4 legs. I seen a man with 2 legs between 2 of them. They shared them.
Yeah, well, you know what? You ask your mother about me after I bang her. She'll tell you about a man with 3 legs,
Hey,
huh, man?
whoa.
Okay?
This is a business. This is a dang business deal.
I can tell by the front of your haircut that you totally mean business.
Yeah.
But also later, there's gonna be some partying after in the back.
That's right. Let's leave the mothers out of this, all right?
Okay, Brom. Keep them talking.
And as you guys are talking, Bobby, the no-legged wonder, does begin unloading several crates out of the back of the cart. They are each about yay big, yay wide. He kind of like sets them on the ground a little bit over towards the water. And the boat begins, it's kind of like getting closer and closer and closer at this point. You see, it does look like there are 2 individuals on this sort of medium-sized like river barge. One of them is propelling the vessel with a long pole. And Josephus Exotique says, all right, well, we'll get this over with real quick. As we discussed, it's going to be 500 gold a head. And you remember, it's real important now. These little guys, they're only good for about 5-6 months. Got that window. Get them. People pay, man, they pay anything you want. Get a chance to sit down with one of these little guys, pet them, ruffle them up. After that, they get too big. They'll eat your face right off. That's how Bobby's lost his legs. So, remember, you keep them, they start getting too big. After that, you gotta get rid of them.
You'll keep them for a few months, right? And then, after that, you eat them before they eat you. Huh?
Hey, man, I'm not gonna tell you how to do your business. All I know is...
I'm just saying, that guy with the shovel knows how to make some good shit, man.
Nah, I'm not saying anything. All I know is... you use them while you got them, and you figure it out after that. What you do is your business. I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's probably better I eat him than that other guy that I hear you do business with. You know, that guy that fucks all those women and keeps them there and then gets rid of his cubs. That guy thinks he's a doctor. Fuck that guy, man.
Well, that was never proven in a court of law. That's all I know.
Yeah, but I know what I know, man. I saw that guy. No way guy looks like... No way guy with a ponytail gets that many chicks, man. Okay? He's doing some fishy crap.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. These baby owlbears, they're like catnip. Ladies, fellas, tieflings. They love him. Listen.
It isn't both here yet, man. God.
It's coming. You wave a owl bear and a little bit of drugs in front of somebody. You would not believe the things you can get him to do.
Oh, I will, man. I will.
All right. Well, looks like your boys are here, and the boat kind of is in the process of docking now, and these two guys are sort of getting off, and they they begin walking over, and there is a dude who is definitely whatever the hell I said that guy's name was supposed to be. Lazy Eye Billy or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
He kind of gets out. He's this big sort of large gentleman. He sort of pulls up his pants a little bit. He looks right at you, Brom. He goes, "Well, now, who the hell is this? What you trying to pull some? You trying to pull some sort of funny business there, Josephus?" Says, "Huh? The hell you talking about? You don't work for him?" "No, I don't work for him. I don't work for nobody. People works for me." You got a little bit of a foghorn and leghorn thing going on there, don't you? There, Lazy Eye. And it's the whole like group of them now. Brom turn to you sort of, and you Nula and you Walter, and he goes, "Now what in the hell is going on here? You pulling a fast one on me? Do you work for Cheryl Raskins, that bitch?"
No, man. We all know she's a bitch. I don't work for her, man.
It killed her husband.
Okay. Yeah, definitely killed her husband.
For sure. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Cheryl Raskins killed her husband and fed him to an owlbear.
Only Wyoming, and I am saying Carol Raskins, whatever, definitely killed his wife, man. Husband, man, whatever. Who cares, man? Okay, you got me. These guys don't work for me, man. I'm not here to buy. I'm here to sell, you know. I got something real good, man. Say hello to my little friend. And I gestured to LBD.
I suppose LBD comes out from around the,
I suppose I do.
Look at that, man.
The two of them look at each other. And Josephus is like, "That's a dog, right?" "That certainly seems to be a dog."
It ain't just a dog, man. Okay, hold on to your mullets, man. LBD, show them what you do, man.
Okay, so I go and pee on Josiah, whatever exotic guy's boot.
Okay.
That's not what you're supposed to do, man. Okay?
Hey, man, what kind of joke is this? Man. Come on!
That's just a woman.
You know how much I paid for these boots?
Show him the other thing that you do,
They're
man.
made out of basilisk, man. Come on! I paid a fortune for these.
All right, so then I go and pee on the other guy's boot.
He's gonna. You don't have a character sheet up. Oh, I have your character sheet up. As you go to try it with the other guy, he's gonna try and kick you.
Oh.
He does miss, but he does like wind up a kick and tries to kick LBD. On LBD, you are able to like whoop out of the way.
Man, do that thing that like the talking thing, man. And I give LBD like an eye, like the love of Christ. I'm trying to do something.
I don't want to talk.
Josephus sort of turns. He goes,
"I'm saving it, man."
"Bobby, load them back up. Something's fishy here. We need to get out of here. I don't like this one bit."
Quick question about the setup.
Oh, you got a blink dog, don't man.
The wagon within 20 feet of the wall of one of the warehouses?
It's a pretty small area.
All right. And they're on one side of it?
Yeah, so if you imagine, like... This sort of layout.
Uh-huh.
That's all sorts of jacked up.
There's like 6 pixels for that.
Yeah, I know.
It's all right. I'm able to make out
Yeah, it's
enough
like a
of
dock there. These are like your buildings, and then like the wagon is kind of parked in this little area here.
Okay, that's perfect because I needed 2 things to anchor off of, and I was going to use the wagon and one of the walls, and there's definitely enough room. I am going to cast Web, and I'm going to try and place it so I don't hit Brahm. Unfortunately, LBD might be in range because she's right next to one of them, but
Okay.
I'm hoping that she's light on her feet enough to avoid getting caught. The Mr. Exotica and his friends all need to make a reflex save of a DC 14.
Okay.
Sorry, Dex save.
Joe Exotique succeeds. I'm gonna give Bobby disadvantage as he has 2 fake legs. He does fail. The other gentleman succeeds. So the only one who does get caught by it is Bobby and his peg legs.
All right. Bobby is restrained as
Okay.
per the condition. And
Are they all within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, sure.
they'll have to make a dexterity saving throw when they start their turn in that.
Okay, we're not gonna roll into initiative here. We'll just play it out like this.
As soon as I see Alar try to web him, I'm casting blindness on all 3.
Okay. What kind of
And
save?
they gotta make a DC 14 con
Joe
save.
fails, Barry fails, and Bobby fails. Nope. Bobby is restrained by the webs, but he is not blinded. When you lose your legs, your other senses get stronger. That's what I've heard. So he seems to be
I lean forward. I put my hand on Joe Exotic, whatever the hell his name is.
Josephus Exotique.
Just put my hand on his shoulder, and I whisper in his ear, "You cockroaches want to play rough? Okay." And I bestow curse on him.
Okay.
And
Can I,
he
Oh, go ahead.
he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Got it. 13.
Does not.
Okay.
Okay, so he fails.
All right.
So he has to make it again on each of his turns. If he fails, he does nothing on his
Okay.
turn.
What's everybody else doing at this point? Before
Can
the
I
guards.
flurry of blows on the other guy since I'm closest to him?
Sure.
Remember, we don't want to
Alright.
kill them. You said that yourself.
Well, I
She's
changed my mind a
Oh,
little bit.
Oh shit!
I just want to make them catchable, by the guards.
So you're
They're
declaring
pretty-
non-lethal
they're pretty
damage
messed
would
up.
be the correct phrase.
Not
for that.
yes,
They're
non-lethal
pretty messed
damage.
up.
Okay,
I
go
want
ahead
to
and
try and
make
kick
your
him in the
rolls to
nuts.
hit. Directly to the testicles. I see. Okay. Proceed.
I see we have to call
I
top.
rolled a 19 naturally. So
You're
I would
fine.
imagine that hits.
Yes, he definitely hits.
Wait, who are you
Okay,
dick
so-
punching?
The guy I'm closest to. So it's the guy who
The guy who
came
tried
in
to kick
buy the animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do I need to do a second one, or should I just leave it at that?
You can roll me some damage.
I'm pretty sure he's blind, so
Okay.
you just kick the blind man in the balls.
Okay, I don't care. Oh
Outstanding.
no, wrong one. Hold on. So that would be 9.
9 points of damage.
9 to the testicles.
He doubles over and he hits the ground. He's like, "Oh, I said my foghorn leghorns." Oh.
Ooh,
And he's
Ow.
rolling around on the ground.
damn.
Josephus Exotique is like, "Hey man, what's going on? I can't see nothing. What's happening here? I'm blind." And at this point, the two guards are charging around the warehouse here. Fidget and Ornula, are you guys doing anything?
I was going to say that I was going to be nudging Eldon, so how much of this are you going to go on before you guys just we heard them say that they're owlbears. How much more do you guys need?
They're they were sort of in the process of being like, technically it would be better if we could get them to try to make a transaction. And then like all hell breaks loose, and Sergeant Hawk is like, all right, I guess that's fine. And they just roll out of there. And the two swords come out, and Eldon goes, all right, you shitty haircutted bastards, nobody move. Methlindian Royal Guard, you're all under arrest.
As he says that, I will attempt to grab Josephus's like manifest and notes, everything.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Nice. You
just a straight attack, nothing.
You're fine. You grab that packet of papers right out of his hands. Ah! He said, I don't do anything. It's perfectly legal. I'm running for the mayor. You can't stop me. It's Cheryl Raskin's fault. That bitch.
I then use my other... I'm holding the papers in one hand. I use my other hand to just ball tap him.
Uh,
A lot of people, I'm sure, want to do that, man.
He's just, oh, you can't do that to me, you son of a bitch. Oh, I'm the Liger King. Don't you know who I am? Shit. Oh.
Alar's gonna come out
you're
from
like
the
getting
body
king of my
hiding. He's
fist
just
in your
holding
balls.
the spell to keep maintain concentration. Was that okay? I get LBD, but was that necessary?
I like whirl around to Alar. Yes.
All right.
Eldon and the sergeant both like quickly run over there and slap manacles onto the hands of all four gentlemen.
When they do, Alar dismisses the spell so they don't get caught in the web.
How long does blindness last? Is it a minute?
1 minute.
Okay.
Just a minute.
So once they're kind of manacled and are contained, that'll like that dissipates too, so that they can see again. They've been sort of lined up together with the manacles on. And the sergeant has sent Eldon off to go like fetch some of the other. There's a few other guards with essentially like a paddy wagon have been put on standby for this. So he's kind of like jogs off to go and retrieve them. And she's in the process of kind of like looking over the crates containing the owl bears. And she goes, "Oh, you boys are in a lot of trouble."
Where are they
I looked through the paperwork. Is there definitely like super damning evidence in it?
It's a little bit chicken scratch, but it definitely does appear to be like kind of a ledger of sales of a considerable number of like illegal like monsters and creatures and things like that to various sources.
I hand it to the woman in charge, the sergeant.
Yeah, she kind of takes it. She looks.
I go, here you go, man. Here you go, man. That's definitely enough evidence to put them away.
She goes, "Oh, I think this will do just fine." He goes, "I didn't do nothing. I'm innocent. It's Cheryl Raskins. It's her fault. She killed her husband. I'm
That
innocent.
haircut alone was a worse enough crime.
I'm innocent. I'll be out. My fans need me. I provide a valuable service. I'm a humanitarian."
How'd you
Are
provide
they,
the
like,
valuable
on the
service?
ground?
Shutting up.
They're sort of like sitting on the ground with their arms are like manacled behind their backs.
Okay, so I'm gonna like walk up to them and make eye contact
Okay.
and just be like, "Got you, bitches," and then like let out a little dog toot and like crop dust them and walk away.
And for the first time since he got out of the damn cart, Josephus Exotique seems to be at a loss for words, as he does not know how to handle that.
And then I'll just go like walk over and like sit next to Brom.
Okay.
Oh, I will pet LB.
And
I will take some meat from somewhere that was just in that jacket somewhere and give it to her.
Wait, what? What did you give to her?
Just meat that was somewhere in my jacket.
Ew.
What?
Like jerky, not just like I had a steak in that jacket the whole
Okay.
time.
I don't know.
You were the whatever steaks guy the whole time.
Yeah.
All right.
Rom
And
is
so
the meat man.
we will fade to black as the sort of the paddy wagon arrives, and a guard with distinguished features and sort of like snowy white hair. It's Leslie Nielsen gets out of the wagon, and goes, "Book 'em, boys," and then we will conclude tonight's episode. So, hooray! That's it.
So in case you didn't get it, I based that whole thing off the one guy who was a guy who bought animals from Joe Exotic. They just gloss over the fact that he was the inspiration for Tony Montana. They're just like, we're gonna blow past that.
All right. So, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you, Emily, for being a special guest. And
Wreaking havoc.
yeah, I take no credit for this Joe Exotic thing, or maybe I should say I take no blame for this Joe Exotic thing.
How many shameful hours did you spend working on a Joe Exotic voice?
None.
It happened today.
I did that. I assume it was terrible. I'll have to listen to the recording. I did that.
No, it was pretty good.
Oh, was it? I had not done it before I started doing it.
I imagine my Tony Montana is pretty much like unintelligible.
I told her today that like I was pretty sure we were gonna need like an hour of something to round out the episode, because I didn't want to start like traveling today, and I was like, just come up with something you want LBD to show up and have them do. And this is what we did. So thank you for giving us some shenanigans to play around with.
The Tiger King is dead. Long live the Liger King.
The Liger King.
Lightly related note. I have not seen that show.
Neither
And
have
I was
Oh,
when you were describing the character, I was taking personal offense. I was like,
no, as soon as Emily
did
said
they really?
her,
Did they? And then it was like and then you're like the mustache. I was like, I don't have a mustache though.
Did you think you were the villain? Is that what it was? Is that what was happening?
You were not the
my villain for this segment was real life Jason. Is that what we were doing here?
That guy
would
was
not
way
do
cooler than
that.
real life.
I was like, I'm glad you guys are comfortable enough to do that. That's cool, but like, I would have liked a heads up.
I don't know about Matt.
As soon as Emily was like,
Exotic.
as soon as Emily was like, "There's a guy who's trying to sell exotic," I was like, "Oh, so we're doing a Tiger King thing?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's happening." What Trump character can I be now?
We'll call an end to tonight's session. Thank you to all of our sponsors who we maybe didn't even mention. I don't know if they're in that mid-roll ad that I've come up with. In case they are, they definitely are. Well, thank you to Little Dragon Corp, as they are our main sponsor. You can type exclamation Little Dragon Corp in the chat at this point if you want to get a link to their website. You can buy polyhedral dice, all sorts of gaming goodies and fun stuff. And be sure to use promo code. Boy, the fact that this is promo codes and we're promo really messes me up. You can use promo code PROBONUS at checkout for a discount on your order. So we will see you this time next week, Tuesday, for the next episode of Tabletop Legends, and we will see where the Fools Errant are off to next, and where their saga will lead them from here on out. So thank you for joining us. Please be sure to subscribe, follow if you have not here on Proficiency Bonus. There is D&D content every single day of the week that you can tune into. Keep an eye on our schedule. Our very special Star Wars roleplay event is taking place over the next couple of weeks here. Keep an eye in the future. The Proficiency Bonus birthday anniversary week is coming up in just a few months here. So we're going to be doing a bunch of fun events for that. And if you want to get caught up on any other Tabletop Legends stuff, all of our past episodes can be found on YouTube. Just look us up. We are Tabletop Legends on YouTube. And you can watch all of our backlogged episodes there to catch up with the story. So thank you for joining us. We will see you next time, and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, don't have a good night. Stay tuned.
Have a terrible night.
Have a terrible night.
Have a good night.
Because
End stream.
Instead of the stream ending, you guys, there is an extra special thing right now, and that is this. So watch this and then have a good night. We'll see you next week.